folks, Tim here at the Evil Home Recording Lab, and this is part 2 of this month's Evil Audio Experiment. If you haven't seen part 1, you can go back and check it out, but essentially what we're attempting to do is, before the end of the month, write, record, and publish one song, and this is a challenge that was put out by Graham Cochran over at the Recording Revolution. So today, we're going to be recording drums. So let's go ahead and check out our setup. This is sometimes credited to the famous producer Chad Blake. By putting a mic in the center of the kit, right above the kick drum, pointing directly over the snare at the hi-hat, you get a good balance of the entire kit. Now, I said I would only use one mic, but I never said I wouldn't use a PA speaker to record the kick drum. Some of you are saying, a sub-kick mic. On the other hand, some of you are probably saying, what is he talking about? Well, let me explain. The first thing you need to understand is that a dynamic microphone and a dynamic loudspeaker are the same thing, just working in reverse of each other. In the case of a dynamic mic, sound waves vibrate a diaphragm, which causes a transducer to generate an electrical current, which an amplifier perceives as an audio signal. In the case of a dynamic speaker, an amplifier converts an audio signal into an electric current, which causes a transducer to vibrate a diaphragm, which generates sound waves. So, if you connect a dynamic mic to the output of an amplifier properly, say into the headphone output of your audio interface, it will act as a speaker and make sound. Conversely, if you connect a speaker to an amplifier correctly, like a mic input on your interface, it will record sound. So what we're doing here is we're using this PA speaker, which is from my Phonic PowerPod PA system, and we're placing it directly in front of the kick drum. And it's connected with a simple instrument cable right into one of the mic inputs on the audio interface. And it just so happens that when you stand it on its side, it just lines up perfectly with the kick drum. Today I have Judd Whitaker here to do drum tracks. Me and Judd have been playing music together for over 20 years, and he's currently a drummer for a local Phoenix band called Chalk Outlines, so go check them out, they're really good. I also need to mention that the assistant audio engineer on today's Evil Audio Experiment is my 7-year-old son Samuel. He's been hooking everything together, plugging everything in, and he'll also be running the mouse while we record these drum tracks. Anytime you're ready, let us know. We'll start it. You ready? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Samuel. Okay, so we're done recording our drum tracks. Let's take a look at what I did with this. I don't have the time to sync up audio and video screen capture, so we'll just use pictures and play audio files. You get an idea of what I did here. So, first of all, here's a quick clip of the raw drum tracks. Okay, so that's not bad, but there are some things that we can do to try to improve it, and this is right out of the playbook. This is stuff that I learned from Graham Cochran over at Recording Revolution. So what I did is duplicate the track twice, one that I would use for high frequencies and one that I would use for the lows. So here's what I did with the high frequencies. As you can see, that's a pretty drastic EQ move that I made there. And it sounds horrible by itself, but listen to what it does to the track when it's added in. Okay, big improvement. You can really hear the crispness on those highs, so that made a lot of difference. I also did a pretty drastic EQ move with the lows. Go ahead and listen to that. Okay, and again, by itself, it doesn't sound very good, but it'll help a lot when it's mixed in. So let's listen to the sub kick track, and here it is by itself. Okay, you can hear the snare in there, and it's kind of boxy sounding. So again, a drastic EQ move, cutting everything out except for the very low frequencies, around 100 hertz or so. When I do the bass guitar tracks, I'll plan to emphasize like around 200 with the bass, so they won't be fighting with each other in the same frequency. So go ahead and listen to what it sounds like with the EQ move. Okay, so you can see that there's a lot that you can do by duplicating tracks and making EQ moves. So this is what the final drum mix sounds like right now. I'm probably going to add some reverb in later when I create a drum bus. I'm not sure if I would just add it to the regular track or whether I'm going to do it on the whole bus. I don't know yet. But go ahead and listen to, here's a sample of what the drums sound like now with all of these changes. Okay, so that's the drum part of our Evil Audio experiment. The next thing that I'm going to do is record bass tracks. So tune in for episode 3 when we do bass guitar. Again, if you like what you're watching, please subscribe, and thank you. Have a great day.